Transcend was commissioned first by the Reno Philharmonic to commemorate the 150th anniversary of the completion of the first transcontinental railroad. And then that alone, I was very delighted to hear that. But as time passed on, I found out that 12 other orchestras had joined forces to commission and premiere this work. I was completely overwhelmed and honored to be part of this. But for this piece, I knew from the get-go that a lot of research should be involved because it involves such a historical and significant part of history of this country. So I read all the books that I can find. I also traveled to different junctions of the railroad. Along the way, there are many, many inspirations, and I was so happy that a lot of the musical ideas generated through this journey, I was able to put them into this piece. For example, in Omaha, Nebraska, I was visiting this local museum, and the docent of the museum, he's a volunteer and happened to be a 30-year railroad worker with the Union Pacific. And he told me the story of when the Transcontinental Railroad was first completed in 1869 on May 10th in Promontory Point in Utah. A nationwide telegraph was sent out, and this was one of the first nationwide telegraph, and it only contains one word, and the word is done, D-O-N-E. And I was so inspired by that story. Right there, I knew I'm going to use this in a significant way in my piece, and that is completely based on the rhythm of the Morse code of the word done, because telegraph is transmitted through Morse code. So I had a meet the composer kind of event, and a lot of people came. And soon after that event, I got an email from a 4th grade teacher right here of Highland Park Elementary School. So she apparently asked her class the question, what would you do if you were writing a piece for the 150th anniversary of Transcontinental Railroad? What would you do? So the kids actually sent in a lot of ideas, and this teacher put them into an email and sent it to me. And I was so pleasantly surprised that a lot of the ideas kind of line up with what I had thought about the piece. One person said, use flat melody, kind of evoking this vast flat desert feeling, and use jagged melody to reflect the sort of Sienna Mountains and Rocky Mountain ranges. I thought that's excellent. I in fact started the piece this way. Another student said, is it possible to use a percussion instrument to create a sound like the explosives, the dynamite, blasting through tunnels, because a lot of workers had to do that. And that was exactly my feeling and view about this piece as well. I feel from the very beginning very close to this project because I was born in China. And like the workers, I came here, obviously with different reasons. I came here to study 20 years ago, and now I became a professor at one of the finest schools here, and I went to some of the finest schools in this country, and now I'm part of this country. So I'm very proud and grateful for this opportunity, and I like to celebrate the human perseverance as well as paying tribute to my own cultural heritage. I'm really passionate about the unknown. I'm always passionate about the next piece I'm writing. I'm passionate about to work with musicians that I never worked before. And sometimes they can be very different, from folk singers to symphony orchestras to choir to chamber musicians. That's something I'm very passionate. The human beings, people, I'm very passionate about working with them.